Matthew chapter 10. And Jesus summoned to him his 12 disciples and gave them power and authority over unclean spirits, to drive them out and to cure all kinds of diseases and all kinds of weakness and infirmity. Now these are the names of the 12 apostles. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Nathanael, Thomas and Matthew the tax collector, James son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, Judas, not Iscariot, Simon the Canaanian, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. Jesus sent out these 12, charging them, "Go nowhere among the Gentiles, and do not go into any town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, drive out demons. Freely without pay you have received, freely without charge give. Take no coin, no silver, nor even copper money in your purses. And do not take a provision bag or a wallet for a collection bag for your journey, nor 2 undergarments, nor sandals, nor a staff, for the working man deserves his support, his living, his food. And into whatever town or village you go, inquire who in it is deserving, and stay there at his house until you leave that vicinity. As you go into the house, give your greetings and wish it well. Then, if indeed that house is deserving, let come upon it your peace, that is, freedom from all the distresses that are experienced as the result of sin. But if it is not deserving, let your peace return to you. And whoever will not receive and accept and welcome you, nor listen to your message, as you leave that house or town, shake the dust of it from your feet. Truly I tell you, it shall be more tolerable in the day of judgment for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. Behold, I am sending you out like sheep in the midst of wolves. Be wary and wise as serpents, and be innocent, harmless, guileless, and without falsity as doves. Be on guard against men, whose way or nature is to act in opposition to God, for they will deliver you up to councils and flog you in their synagogues. And you will be brought before governors and kings for my sake, as a witness, to bear testimony before them and to the Gentiles, the nations. But when they deliver you up, do not be anxious about how or what you are to speak, for what you are to say will be given you in that very hour and moment. For it is not you who are speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will deliver up brother to death, and father his child, and children will take a stand against their parents and will have them put to death. And you will be hated by all for my name's sake, but he who perseveres and endures to the end will be saved from spiritual disease and death in the world to come. When they persecute you in one town, that is, pursue you in a manner that would injure you and cause you to suffer because of your belief, flee to another town. For truly I tell you, you will not have gone through all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. The disciple is not above his teacher, nor is a servant or slave above his master. It is sufficient for the disciple to be like his teacher, and the servant or slave like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, master of the dwelling, how much more will they speak evil of those of his household? So have no fear of them, for nothing is concealed that will not be revealed, or kept secret that will not become known. What I say to you in the dark, tell in the light, and what you hear whispered in the ear, proclaim upon the housetops. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul, but rather be afraid of him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 little sparrows sold for a penny? And yet one of them will fall to the ground without your father. Yet not one of them will fall to the ground without your Father's consent and notice. Even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not then. You are of more value than many sparrows. Therefore, everyone who acknowledges me before men and confesses me out of a state of oneness with me, I will also acknowledge him before my Father who is in heaven, and confess that I am abiding in him. But whoever denies and disowns me before men, I will also deny and disown him before my Father who is in heaven. Do not think that I have come to bring peace upon the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to part asunder a man from his father, and a daughter from her mother, and a newly married wife from her mother-in-law. And a man's foes will be they of his own household. He who loves and takes more pleasure in father or mother more than in me is not worthy of me, and he who loves and takes more pleasure in son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take up his cross and follow me, cleave steadfastly to me, conforming wholly to my example in living, and if need be, in dying also, is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his lower life will lose it, the higher life. And whoever loses his lower life on my account will find it, the higher life. He who receives and welcomes and accepts you, receives and welcomes and accepts me. And he who receives and welcomes and accepts me, receives and welcomes and accepts him who sent me. He who receives and welcomes and accepts a prophet because he is a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And he who receives and welcomes and accepts a righteous man because he is a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever gives to one of these little ones in rank or influence even a cup of cold water because he is my disciple, surely I declare to you, he shall not lose his reward.